If you're a petrol head and car enthusiast, you can't fail to have seen what Hyundai has done with performance line cars, the i20N and the i30N over recent years. Now the i20N has actually been discontinued. Part of that's due to emissions regulations around the world, meaning that car manufacturers have to come up with lower emission ways in which to drive their cars. Hyundai has taken their N department, shoved it together with their EV department and come up with the new Hyundai IONIQ 5N. This is a 641 brake horsepower electric vehicle. It's a monster on the track. Let's take a closer look and show what it's like. So Hyundai has done a real reworking of the whole IONIQ exterior. We've got this deep front bumper with this red trim running around here. Got red accent in the middle as well. And this performance blue paint, the same as we've seen on the i20N and the i30N, really makes this model look very, very sporty indeed. This panel here is normally, on the normal IONIQ, it's a clear plastic illuminated panel. It's got lights that come through at night. This instead has got deep vents on it, which are to give extra airflow and cooling for the motor, because the performance of this car on track, those motors could get warm. We've got the same pixel LED headlamps, which look fantastic on the normal IONIQ. They've been used again on the IONIQ 5N. Deep air intakes. We've got air intakes running down the side here to provide extra air cooling for the brakes as well. So the brakes on this, uprated 4-pot calipers, massive, huge brake discs in there, and these 21-inch alloy wheels. Normal IONIQ comes either 19 or 20-inch wheels. These are 21, wrapped in Pirelli P0 tyres, performance tyres. We've got the gloss black contrast here between the performance blue and the gloss black for the mirrors, and also the sill covers down here as well. We've actually got a full-length panoramic sunroof on this as well with a sunblind, which is nice to see. Pop-out door handles that you get on the normal IONIQ. And then we've got these deep air vents, which again, cutting through from the side skirts, really nice. We've got an N logo there. Cutting through the side skirts here, providing more cooling. So the rear brakes, which again, uprated, upsized. And these wheel arches slightly flared out from the normal model as well, so it gives a bit more aggressive stance when it looks on the road. The back of the car has been fully reworked with the body kit as well. We've got this extended roof spoiler with this V-shaped third brake light up here, and that sticks out a bit further. We've got a camera mounted there for a rear camera as well for the rear mirror. We've got a wiper. We didn't have this on the original IONIQ 5, so that's something that's new for 2024. We've also got this matte Hyundai logo up here in the IONIQ 5 text in matte black as well, which looks very cool. The red signature continued round from the front of the car that we saw on the front bumper. This big beefy rear diffuser with these sort of checkerboard style lights in there, and then down here we've got a Formula 1 inspired fog light like you see on the latest Formula 1 cars. So yeah, overall looks very chunky, very aggressive, and you definitely know that you're following an N-line car. So this is a fully electric race car, so it's got an 84 kilowatt-hour battery, which gives a range around 250 miles in the real world if you're driving carefully. If you're driving on the track, expect that to fall to around 50 to 75 miles, depending on how hard you're pushing. And charging-wise, under this charge flap, we've got the same 800-volt architecture that we've seen in the normal IONIQ 5. So expecting a charge from 10 to 80% to take around 18 minutes if you're on a compatible rapid charger. So the interior has been thoroughly changed as well. It's now got these cosseting, hugging sports seats, Alcantara down the facings, which feels really nice, and they hold you in very nicely. These are actually manually adjusted seats, but they still have ventilation and heating, so they're comfortable all year round. They feel great and they look great as well, they look really nice. The interior now with this black headlining, black interior plastics, and this all black dashboard and everything makes it feel quite upmarket and posh. We've got a new centre console which is built out further here. It's got padding on the sides, which is quite nice, because when you're going around a track quite hard, cornering hard, your knee's not going to hit into something hard. It's quite padded as that. We've got loads of USBs. We've got USB-C here and here. We've got a USB-C here. We've got a 12-volt socket here. We've got a wireless phone charging pad there as well. So in terms of technology, you've got kind of everything you need. I can see Bose speakers on this as well. And we've got a really nice full panoramic sunroof, which opens and closes in a real nice sort of shutter way. Two 12.5-inch screens up here. But the biggest change you'll notice if you've come from a standard IONIQ 5 into this car is this steering wheel. It looks radically different. Let's just talk you through what's changed and what these buttons actually do. So the steering wheel looks totally different. We've still got very similar controls. We've got the speed adjusting cruise control buttons and things. We're on this side on the normal IONIQ 5. They're now over on this side. We've got some mode buttons. We've got a drive mode button up here, which changes us between eco, normal and sport. same as it would do in the normal drive mode button that was down there on the normal IONIQ 5. We've got this button that says NGB, which is N-Grin Boost mode. That basically means you unleash all the power. So in standard, it's a maximum 600 brake horsepower, but when you press that button, it gives you 641, which if you want to do a drag race, or if you on the track and you're really pushing hard, that will give you a few extra ponies there. And we've got these two N buttons down here. First of all, this one enters the N mode, so that changes the display on here, and I don't know if you can pick that up on the microphone. We've actually got option of having an engine type sound on the interior. And then this button here can change between the different custom modes. So we've got custom mode 1, custom mode 2, and you can set those up accordingly. You can choose the level of braking, of rebound on the suspension. You can change the throttle response, loads of things which you can customize in here and have saved as a favorite under that custom button. And I say, if you put it in N mode, then this artificial engine noise means that you can rev the motor and even get a bit of a sort of pops and crackles type effect like you would have in the i20N, for example. And there are actually different audio noises that you can choose for that. So custom 2 has been set up so that it's got a different noise again. So, or you can take the noise off completely if that's not your thing. But I think that's I think coming from a petrol car, particularly something like the i20N and i30N, where you used to use sort of pops and crackles and that audible sort of soundtrack to your driving, then yeah, I can see that would become quite addictive as you're driving an electric car. And also these flappy paddles that we've got here can also be used to simulate gear changes as well. So it'll do a little blip of the throttle and you'll get some overrun as well. So again, it gives a feeling of engagement with the car compared to a normal EV where you've just got one gear and you point and shoot and put your foot on the accelerator and go. So overall, I think that we've got a lot of customization. These custom buttons, which you can set for favourites, I say is excellent. I'll show you the N mode in a bit more detail in a second. But yeah, no, it feels a really compact, sporty steering wheel, but everything's at your fingertips, as it is, for example, in a Formula 1 car or rally car. It feels like a real driver's cockpit does this. So one of the best things you've got about the N-line cars is that this IONIQ 5N has gone N mode. If you click into that, you'll see the amount of customization that's possible in this vehicle. We can turn on N torque distribution, we can choose N pedal, N race, drift optimizer, so we can actually make it rear wheel drive only, and that's going to make it so that it really powers out those turns and gives you the oversteer and gives you that drift sensation. And it's got an electronically locking slip differential as well in the rear, so that means it can really cause that extra power to spin the wheels up. On the custom modes, as you can see, if I click into these, we've got options of Eco, Normal, Sport or Sport Plus for all of the motor, the steering, the suspension, the limited slip differential, stability control, and that NAS Plus, that's the engine sound mode, so you can choose whether that's got the engine sort of sound or whether it's got an EV sort of sound to it, like an electric motor, or the supersonic, it actually sort of sounds a bit more like a jet plane. So there's loads of customization we can do, and I say with the suspension and everything can be tuned. The good thing about this car is you can just drive it like a normal car. So if this is your family car and you're going to take the kids out to the zoo on a weekend, that's great. You can do all of that, leave it in eco mode, get 250 miles range, comfortable car, comfortable back seat, plenty of luggage space. It's a really good family car in that respect. But then know that if you want to take it to a track, you can then dial up the suspension, dial up the performance to the point where it's really going to give you a real racetrack feel. I say 641 brake horsepower in N-Grin Boost mode. That's available for up to 10 seconds at a time. So it's mainly used for sort of fast acceleration. If you're coming down up to a long straight, for example, when you're racing, or if you're doing a standing start, that's when you'd use that mode. But no, I mean, the amount of customization on this, and I think really you need to take it to a track to try these out. A lot of these I would not want to try on the UK roads, because if you hit a pothole, when you're in Sport Plus for everything, it's probably not going to be the best way to finish your day. But overall, I mean, the amount of information we've got, the motor temperatures shown up here, we've got the battery temperatures shown up here. It's giving us all the information that we could possibly need to be able to fine-tune the car exactly how we want it to be. So the back of the IONIQ 5N, very similar to the IONIQ 5, spacious, plenty of legroom. That seat set for me, I'm 5'11", and as you can see, I've got loads and loads of space back here. We've got Alcantara facing on the seats again, armrest with a couple of cup holders. Got 2 USB-Cs down here. We've got air vents on the side, sun blinds in the back, together with the heated rear seats, and we've got electric windows, of course, in the back. This lighting on the doors, I don't know if you can pick that up, that sort of blue that's there at the moment, and on the speakers, that changes, or it can change with the drive mode. So green for eco, blue for normal, red for sport. You can customise it to any choice of about 192 different colours you can choose for the interior if you wish to set it to according to your mood, according to how you feel. Really comfy family car. Really comfy for 4 adults easily, for 3 kids across the back seat, no problem at all. It's just, look, it's a real TARDIS of a car, is this thing. Same about the original IONIQ 5. It's a real TARDIS car. It feels much, much bigger when you're in it than it actually is externally. And overall, yeah, it's a really good package. This car, I think, is definitely worth the money. It feels premium. It feels great. The IONIQ 5N is available from £65,000. I think that's very competitive when you consider what BMW M cars and AMG from Mercedes cost these days. If you like this video, please click down here and let us know what you think of the car in the comments below. Would you consider the IONIQ 5N as your next performance-orientated car? Click up here to subscribe to our channel. Click up here to see more information about the IONIQ 5N on our website. Click down here to see the video review we did of the first IONIQ 5 when it launched. And click down here if you're interested in performance EVs. Check out our video review we did of the MG4 X-Power, the track.